Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Snowboard Pro Camp live chat. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. We'll be on here for about an hour answering all your questions. If you have a snowboard question, definitely leave it in the stream and also let us know where you're watching from. I know that we've got people watching from all over the world, so it's awesome to hear where you're watching. And yeah, I'm back here in Whistler, coming to you guys live from Whistler, BC. It's a bit of a mix of snow and rain today, so pretty awesome to see it. There's still snow up in the mountain. Just got back from the Colorado trip, so had an amazing 8 days of snowboarding in Colorado. Was snowboarding at Keystone, at Breckenridge, at Vail, and there's lots of places down there that I missed too. So next, I'll definitely have to make another Colorado trip, and was a great time getting to ride with some other snowboard YouTubers. So got to ride with David Jones. See that David Jones is on the chat. What's up, David? Good riding with you, man. Also Ryan Napton and Jonathan Buckhouse. It was a really great time riding with all those guys down there in Colorado. And of course, TJ too with Board Archive. So down in Colorado, lots of great YouTubers, lots of great resorts to ride at. Got to ride one day with Ryan Napton, and it was actually a powder day, so didn't get to do carving with him, but next time I go down, would love to do some carving videos with Ryan. He's like the master carver and at Butters too, so next time gonna head down and gonna do more days with Ryan Napton for sure. And then Jonathan Buckhouse, got to ride a day of park with him on his birthday, so that was really cool. And yeah, he was really stoked to be filming that day, and we did an interview together. And yeah, I was happy to have him in one of my videos, and he gave a trick tip. If you guys haven't seen the video, go check it out. It's 4 tricks to learn with friends. And so yeah, it was awesome ride with Jonathan Buckhouse. And then on that same day too, got to ride with David Jones. And if you guys haven't seen it, I know a lot of you guys have. He makes fun vlogs, snowboard vlogs. And yeah, we had a park day, and then we also got to ride a day of powder. And yeah, it was pretty cool. Lots of fun riding powder with David. And yeah, I just got that video up like the other day. So really great times in Colorado. I can't wait to go back. And hopefully some of those guys come up here to Whistler. I know that Matt Miniaki is coming up with David at the end of the month. And yeah, we'll see about getting those other guys up to Canada at some point too. I know Jonathan Buckhouse said he was going to work on getting his passport. So once you get your passport sorted, come on up, guys. And yeah, let's see what's up on the live stream here. Again, if you guys have a question, hit me up. Let me know where you're watching from, and hit that like if you can. And it's also a super chat. So if you have a question that you really need answering, just hit that super chat button, and then it highlights your question so that I see it for sure. So we're just going to roll through here quickly, say hello to everyone that's been tuning in. Connor Duff, what's up? The Cyan Gamer, It's Evo, what's up, man? Extreme Motion, awesome. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Justin says, what's up from LA? Bruh Sweet, what's up, Bruh Sweet? Yeah, all good here, man. Trap watching from the Netherlands. David Jones watching from Colorado. Yeah, some questions already coming through too. If I miss your question, just ask it again as well. I am 3 watching from Washington, D.C. Joel watching from California. Metal Tiger from Poland. Miran from Iceland. Awesome, guys. I see Massachusetts there. Snowmass, Alberta. Argentina. Oh, amazing. And yeah, so tons of people. Going to get into some of your questions. So Big Al Hughes says, how's Chris doing? Any update? Yeah, he's doing well. He's getting that knee healed up, and hopefully we'll be back snowboarding this summer. So yeah, he's on track. And Rune, he says, hello from Denmark. I'm a beginner looking for my first board, and I think I want the LibTech Skate Banana. Any thoughts on that board, and will you ever do a review on it? Yeah, for sure we'll do a review on it. I think that could be a good beginner board because it's rockered, so it's going to be very forgiving for turns. It's going to turn very quick. And the Skate Banana also has the magnet traction, which is that wavy sort of like serrated edge. So that's really good for holding on to ice. So I think that's a pretty good board. Could be fun, a fun board for turning quick, for learning your first butters and all that kind of stuff. I definitely want to check out some of those new Skate Bananas too. They look a lot of fun. And Baby Plants watching from the UK. And Justin's calling out David on his dancing skills. Yeah, in the last video, we had like a Saturday Night Fever theme. So that was pretty fun. And Martin, of course. What's up, Martin? Watching from Sweden. Connor Duff, what's up? And Hector Sand says, how's the global warmer doing? And is it good for all mountain? Yeah, I've been liking the global warmer. That's my latest board that I've picked up, the Battalion Global Warmer. It's full camber, so it's great for riding all over the mountain. And then it's got the 3BT. So 3BT is like the nose and tail are sort of like spoon shaped, which makes it easy for butters and good for the park. So I think it's a pretty awesome sort of do everything board, to be honest. I had a really good time with it, riding in trees and through like moguls and like, cause it turns pretty quick with that 3BT. So I recommend that board a lot. Battalion Global Warmer, it's pretty cool. Stefan Ong, hey Kevin, what are you gonna be up to in the off season for YouTube content? Yeah, gonna keep it rolling. We got lots of summer snowboard destinations planned, so we're gonna be doing lots of snowboarding, and then in between, gonna be doing some skateboarding and like some off season stuff. Probably get onto some trampolines and get onto some other board sports. So lots of fun things planned for the summer. But yeah, so every month we're going to try to snowboard. So coming up in May, we'll be in Whistler and then back down to Oregon to Timberline at Mount Hood in Oregon. And then at the end of June, sort of like June 17th, we're going to be at session 1 of the High Cascade Snowboard Camp. So if you guys want to sign up for that and come and hang out, we're going to be there. That's in Mount Hood, Oregon as well. And then in July, not sure what our plans are exactly. Maybe back at Mount Hood, maybe do something in Colorado again, possibly at Copper and down there. So we're going to look into that. And August, September, maybe Australia, New Zealand, or both. And then I think in October we got some indoor snow center stuff planned. So going to be in Dubai. So every month we've got some kind of snowboard trip planned. But then in between all that, definitely going to be trying to make the most of summer. So doing some skateboarding and some outdoorsy kind of stuff. So lots of things you can do sort of in the off season to kind of like complement or help to improve your snowboard skills as well. And trap music watching from the Netherlands. Richard from Alberta. All right, what's up, guys? Oh, somebody's saying looks like spring. Martin says looks like spring. Yeah, it is a bit springish, but the mountains are actually covered in snow right now. All right. Yes, lots of people saying hello. What's up, everybody? Rochelle Allen. Hey, Kevin, been watching your vids for years. They are awesome. What's your next adventure? So the next adventure, I think, is just going to be hanging out here in Whistler for the next about month. And then, then the next trip, as far as I know, will be back down to Mount Hood and riding at Timberline. They have a spring pass down there, so I think it's $130 American, somewhere like that. And so you get the whole spring for $130. So I bought the spring pass, already rode there 4 days, and then get a ride the last week of May at Timberline. So that'll be the next adventure. Becky Snively says, beginner snowboarder but want to go to Camp Woodward. Opinion. Thanks, love your videos. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Like last summer, I did some indoor skateboarding and I was like a beginner at Woodward. And yeah, it was fine. It was good for beginners. And yeah, the beginner snowboarding stuff, like the nice thing about being a beginner in the spring and summer is that the snow is really soft and forgiving. So yeah, I would say go for it. It's like, it's a blast. You'll meet lots of people. I'm sure people will be very encouraging and like just help you to progress that much faster. All right. Lots of people giving shout outs to David's. Kai watching from California. Benjamin watching from Finland. Sink watching from the UK. More Iceland, London, and the UK. Lots of the UK. Sammy from Connecticut. And Livit says, I've just started dry slope snowboarding. Any good advice? I've actually never been dry slope snowboarding, but I have some friends that have done it. And I would say the number one thing is just be safe, because I think it's less forgiving than real snow. So if you have a bad fall on that dry slope, then you can kind of like hurt yourself a bit more. So just be careful. I'd say maybe tune your riding down a bit so that you're not taking any risks on that dry slope. Because it would be a bummer if you hurt yourself on the dry slope and then that prevented you from going snowboarding on the real snow. Patrick O'Donnell, when are you coming to Steamboat? No plans yet. Hello from the UK. Oh, I'm getting really far behind, guys. I got to speed this up. Alex says, love your channel. I'm just coming off an injury from snowboarding in Utah. I can't wait to get back at it. Oh, awesome. Yeah, that's yeah, heal up, get to 100% and come back snowboarding. And yeah, I hope you heal up well, man. Miranda from Washington State, Joel from California. Awesome, guys. All right. Carlos says, North Idaho, what do you call a good season? What are the characteristics? Oh, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, I say the characteristics of my good season, I guess, is different for everyone. But I think just like a good mix of everything. So some good powder days, some sunny days. I guess those are the main two, powder and sun. So yeah, that's a good season for me. And also staying healthy and making the most of it too. So getting up there lots. I feel like all those things. In the past, it's like, you know, a bad season can maybe be a season where it doesn't snow. That's a pretty bad season. Or if it's you know, like too wet and rainy, you know, the temperatures just don't get low enough, which has happened here in Whistler before. So yeah, you can kind of get those kinds of seasons, but I feel like this season's been good. It's been a good mix of everything. Sasha says, Kev, boots didn't dry before packing for the trip back to DC from Whistler. They stink now. How to fix? I think you got to get them as dry as possible. So yeah, get those suckers dried out. And I don't know if you can maybe look into some like shoe stores and stuff to see if there's like an odor eater type thing that you can put into those boots that'll suck out the stink and the bacteria. That's pretty nasty. Yeah, you got to get those boots dry. That's like number one priority. I was actually looking at a boot dryer last night. The one that I had broke, so I'm going to order a new boot dryer because you got to have dry boots. And Rob Gam says, at Mount Hood, we're still getting dumped on with snow here. Awesome. That's good to hear. And Michael, East Coast, New Hampshire, Loon Mountain represent. Awesome, Michael. And all right, let's get to some more questions. Thank you guys for all the shout outs and everything. So Miranda Hutchings, do you have any tips on getting my toe edge? Whenever I get on it, I catch my heel edge or fall right on my face. Oh, sorry to hear that. You just got to practice that toe sliding. So spend lots of time on your toes, sliding back and forth, doing the pendulum, just back and forth across the run. And that's just going to build your confidence and your balance on your toes. So then, you know, you just got to do it more and more and more. It's kind of the more scary one because on heels, you're facing the bottom of the mountain. You can see everything ahead of you. But as you're sliding on your toes, if you just like look over your shoulder where you're going, then that can sort of give you more confidence too. Or you can even get somebody to hold your hand until you get better at the toe sliding. So you guys got to put the time in. There's 3 or 4 videos on the channel that'll help you with toe sliding. So maybe check those out as well. Awesome. And Sync Media says thoughts on the Hemel Snow Center. Did it feel a bit sticky in some parts? No, it didn't feel sticky. It felt pretty fast. Yeah, the Snow Center was cool. I wish there was something like that around Whistler here for night riding and for just like the days that there's no snow. So yeah, I think it's pretty awesome. It's cool. Definitely, I'd recommend, you could go there, train, get ready for a snowboard trip, or if you're into the terrain park, they've got like, like jumps and rails set up and stuff. So a great place to get your turns down or to put in the practice, get your legs ready for a trip or learn snowboard tricks. And Harrison Sharp with the super chat. Awesome, Harrison. First super chat of the day. Thanks, man. And he says, hey, watched all your videos. They have really helped me progress. What are your thoughts on the Battalion Goliath? Thinking about getting it for next season. Yeah, the Battalion Goliath is really cool. I almost bought that one actually. So the Battalion Goliath, I think, is a bit more focused towards free ride snowboarding. And you can take it into the park. So it's like kind of a good do everything board. But it's a little bit stiffer and it's a little bit more geared towards free ride. But I think it's like overall a really solid board. So it looks awesome too. That was one thing I thought was really cool, is it has a really cool design to it. So I think that if you're somebody that wants to ride the whole mountain and then also take it into the park, I think the Goliath could be it. And yeah, I'm totally sold on the 3BT. It's a really cool thing. Nose and tail shaped like spoons, so you can helps to get into presses and butters much easier. And yeah, thanks for the super chat. And another super chat from Martin Walgren. Martin says, really nice location you have there. Skateboarding has begun here. Tried some ollies and shove-its today. Did TJ force you to see my video, by the way? Hashtag taco. Awesome, thanks. Sorry, Martin. Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch your video after this, man. I keep forgetting. Sorry about that. But I'll check it out. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we got this is just my backyard here. So just the place that I rent in Whistler. So we got all the snow's gone. So yeah, we got some green happening now around Whistler. It's still pretty cold and the mountains are still covered in snow. And skateboarding has begun where you are. Hey, that's pretty awesome. Definitely going to get onto my skateboard soon as well. I think there's still snow in the skate parks, but it should be melted in the next couple weeks. So yeah, I'll check out your video, Martin. And yeah, thanks for the taco fund. And Justin Visey with the super chat. What's up, Justin? Thanks, man. And Justin says, girlfriend surprised me with a July trip to Portillo, Chile this summer. Wow. Thinking about asking the marriage question. Totally going to have a snowboard registry if I do. Awesome. Hashtag taco fund. Thanks, Justin. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Portillo, Chile. Dude, that's amazing. Maybe let me know when you guys are going and we can try to possibly meet you there. But yeah, that'd be an awesome place to pop the big question. On top of a mountain in Chile, that's a great story. Yeah, go for the snowboard registry for sure. I'll hashtag snowboard registry. So that's awesome, man. Well, that's congrats on that you've got that sort of plan happening. That's really cool. All right, and just gonna get into some questions here, guys. If I miss your question, just leave it again. There's so many coming through. Mallory the Gamer says, can you check out my Instagram? I love your channel. Yeah, for sure. Mallory the Gamer. Okay, I'll remember that. But yeah, if you guys want, check out. If you guys are interested on my Instagram, I actually just put up a post yesterday for a goggle giveaway. So if you guys need a pair of goggles, yeah, just over on Instagram, put up a giveaway. All you have to do is like follow me and SporterX and then tag 3 friends, and then you're entered for the goggle giveaway on Instagram. And we've done like 3 giveaways on Instagram in the last month, so definitely something to check out. Mark Hunter, looks like it's dumping there today. Do you think it'll be worth coming up from Vancouver tomorrow? I haven't checked what the weather's supposed to be like tomorrow, and I've actually been taking a couple of days off just to rest up from the Colorado trip. But I've heard from friends that up on the mountain, there's been tons of snow, lots of good powder. From down here in the valley, it looks like the mountain is covered in snow too. So I double check it, what the weather's supposed to be like for tonight and tomorrow, but the snow looks really good. Looks like winter up there. And Steve Zimmerman, what's up, Steve? Ever tried mountain boarding in the off season, Kev? Never tried mountain boarding. That seems like a crazy sport where you're just gonna like get smashed, but it could be something fun to check out. I feel like around here there's so many rocks and trees and roots that it would be scary to do mountain boarding, but maybe someplace where there's sand or like a marsh somewhere soft. But yeah, it looks like a cool thing. I've never tried it. I've seen them around, those mountain boards, and I've seen people taking some pretty nasty falls on YouTube and stuff, but yeah, I'm sure it's a lot of fun. We'll have to look into it. Stefan Ong, you ever ride on Vancouver Island? No, never. But I had a friend, Doug, he moved to Vancouver Island. What up? Shout out to Doug. Yeah, he lives, on Vancouver Island, there's a mountain called Mount Washington. So I would love to go try that one year. And Renata Ferreira with the super chat. Thanks, Renata. Hope I got your name right. And she says, hey, Kevin, thanks for your vids. Any thoughts on women riding men's powder boards? Do you think it's doable or is it going to be too much? We don't have nearly as many options as you guys. Thank you. Yeah, I think if you get the right weight range for the powder board, I think it should work the same way. Because I feel like the tech behind the powder board is a bit more straightforward and a bit more simple. And the whole goal is just to keep you floating on top of the snow. So if you get the right weight range for your powder board, I think it should work the same way in principle. So yeah, definitely check some of those out. Yeah, sorry there's not as many girls powder boards, but I feel like the men's, that should be fine. I would definitely do it up. All right. And Natalie Lee, how can I improve on my toes? Yeah, just more. Do you mean toe turns? I feel like with the toe turns, the number one thing is that you need to first get nice and square over your board. So backhand over top of the tail of your board on that toe turn. That's really going to help. Also, spending more time going into the toe turn actually with less speed. So slowing yourself down on your heels enough so that when you go into the toe, you don't have a lot of speed. And then I think the third thing is that when you're on your toes, maybe like count for a few seconds in your head, or sorry, when you get onto your toes, actually go into the toe turn with like, don't try to rush it. Just let it happen sort of naturally and smoothly. I think a lot of times people try to like turn too quickly. And so then when you turn it too quick, then you get all twisted up and then off balance. So come into the toe turn nice and smoothly. There's at least 3 or 4 videos on the channel to help you with your toe turn. So check those out as well. Jerry Lou, hey Kevin, just getting into blues and basic tricks, but my board has points on the end. Do you think there'd be any issues with that for butters, etc.? What do you mean by points? That's interesting. There's points at the end of your board. That's kind of weird. You gotta give me more info. I'm not really sure what you mean by points at the end. Awesome. Thanks everyone. Well, tons of questions. Christian says greetings from Bavaria. What's up, Christian? Aiden Rookledge, how do you stick the landing for a backflip? I'm not an expert on flips on your snowboard, but I know that from training on the trampoline, I feel like you definitely want to just do it on a trampoline like dozens and dozens of times before trying it on a snowboard. I think that'll really help. So take it to a trampoline center, get good on a trampoline, doing flips, and then you can start to think about doing them on a snowboard. And Josiah Smith, which would you recommend for all mountain, the Solomon Hook Knife or GNU Headspace? I feel like those are both really good boards. The headspace may be a little bit more park oriented than the Solomon Huck knife, so I would say the Solomon Huck knife. And Jorman Sarmiento says hello like 5 times. What's up, Jorman? And Bon Ku, yo, Kevin, any recommendations on picking a good snowboard for spring riding? Yeah, that's a good question. I think it just depends on what kind of spring riding you like to do. There's the Capita Slush Slasher, which is supposed to be a fun board for riding in the slush, so that's an option. But if you're into more park-oriented stuff in the spring, then definitely look at the park boards. But yeah, it kind of depends on what kind of riding you want to do. I'm thinking you probably want to lean towards a park board just because that's what's better in the springtime. Lucas says, hey, Kevin, really great videos. Your point of view on the bending, your point of view on the bending for all mountain type. I'm looking to buy my first board, Burton Process or Name Dropper. Regards from Argentina. Awesome. Great question, man. Yeah, I feel like the Burton Process is a pretty nice sort of beginner board, or the Name Dropper. I'm not as familiar with the Name Dropper, but I would go with the Burton Process. It's kind of just like a good sort of do everything board. It's soft enough to press, and yeah, it's on the lower price point too. So for your beginner board, you definitely want to start at a cheaper board because, you know, if you bang it up or anything, then it's going to be it's no big deal with a cheaper board. Then once you kind of get through those beginner stages, after a few times, then you can, or after like a year, then you can kind of like see where you want to take your riding, and then buy a board that's sort of more in that direction. So I think the Process is a good starting point. Oh, I see that Ty Winter Sports USA is on the chat. What's up, Ty Winter Sports USA? If you guys haven't seen their channel yet, go check it out. And they do tutorials and vlogs and things in Thai, so that's really cool. Jerry Lou says, also, any plans on going to Mammoth? So no plans at the moment for going to Mammoth, but we'll definitely would love to go back there next season. All right, so we got a few more super chats. Yamaha 1051 with the super chat. Thanks, Yamaha. Add this to the taco fund. Thanks for all the vids. Awesome, thank you. Will do. Thanks for watching. And Justin Visey again with the super chat. And Justin says, cousin got his method down, by the way. Awesome. Hashtag taco fun. Sweet. Yeah, the method is that's a really fun grab. Yeah, tell your cousin I say congrats on getting the method. It's one of the harder grabs, and it's really fun. All right. And Alan says, are you getting an Icon Pass too? Yeah, it's pretty tempting actually. I feel like the more the more passes, the better. So I'll possibly be getting the Icon Pass. It'd just be great to have the option to go to all the places on the Epic Pass, and then, but not be limited. And then definitely gonna look into the Icon Pass and pick that one up as well. And Justin Visey has some good advice for Lucas, and he says the Process comes in flying V and camber. The Name Dropper is flat. Yeah, it's tough like giving advice on boards because every board for a beginner there's does different things. Like full camber will help you to be in control better, but reverse camber and those flying V shapes will actually make turns easier. So it's kind of like, do you want to turn easier, or do you want to be in more control? You kind of give, each board has different strengths. And Sista JJ says, got any summer trips planned? Yeah, absolutely. I was mentioning it earlier, but yeah, I want to do a trip every month, a snowboard trip. So we're going to be at High Cascade for session 1. We're going to be in Australia and New Zealand, I think, this summer, and possibly down in South America, and then possibly do a indoors ski trip in Dubai in October. So that would be crazy. And Daniel Johnson says, hey, Kevin, what do you think about the Battalion snowboards and their 3D shape? I know TJ loves them and has been trying to get you into them. Yeah, I've been absolutely loving mine, the Global Warmer, like that 3D shape. It's really great for butters. And it feels really good in the park, just all over. It just feels like you're not going to catch. It's very forgiving. And I actually like it for free riding too, because it's like as you're riding, say through some trees, because the nose and tail have that 3D kind of like spoon shape, it just like contours with the slope like very, very well and allows you to kind of get some quick turns going. So really liking it. And Michael Artis says, I was in Colorado last week too. All the advice from you and TJ really helped me ride and gear selection. Maybe next time we can link up. Reppin' from Florida. Awesome, Michael. Yeah, thanks, man. Awesome to hear that you had a good time in Colorado and that the videos helped, man. That's really cool. Yeah, maybe, hopefully next time we can run into each other or meet up. That'd be awesome. Hector Skinny says, what board do you recommend for icy runs as a beginner? I think the best boards for ice are actually like the ones that have the magnet traction. So they're predominantly on LibTech boards, and magnet traction is just like it's like a serrated edge, kind of like a bread knife. So it just helps to really get into the dig into the ice. But there's other brands that have the magnet traction as well, like GNU snowboards, the Jones boards. And I think there's a few other ones out there. So Arbor has something like it. It's called Grip Tech, and they're just like bumps, or like a little one little bump on the toe and heel of each foot on the board to kind of help you grip as well. So that's, I feel like, the best boards for ices. Baby Plant with the super chat. Thanks, Baby Plant. Riding a battalion, whatever, on Union Force. Looking for new boots. Any recommendations? Yeah, I feel like from my experience, I feel like everyone's feet are kind of different. So you definitely want to get the most comfortable boots for you. So get a pair that are comfy. Two pairs that come to mind that I know that people are really liking right now. So the Burton Photons, I've heard a lot of people say that they're very comfortable. I have the Burton Ions as well. They're pretty comfy. And then 32 makes some great boots as well. I've had a few different pairs of 32s, but the most comfortable pair have been the 32 Lashed. But I think they're probably the softest of the boots. So you could also check out the 32 Team 2s. So there's a few options there for you. Yeah, but I would say try some on and get the most comfortable pair. The most comfortable pair I think I've ever had are the Lashed, but they may be the most soft as well. So you kind of get some trade-off there. So Alan says, I'm too tall. What's your stance width and angles? I haven't measured my stance width, but it's just like a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. And I guess I can kind of feel it now as I ride to make sure it's a good width. But then my angles are, for a park day, they're like even. So negative 15 and plus 15. And then if it's not a park day, if I'm like free riding, then I set the back foot to -9 so that I can kind of have that more of a directional riding stance. And JMG Adventure says, what's your favorite mountain? Ooh, that's really tough, man. Like I've been to tons of mountains. I know like right now, I did have an awesome time in Colorado. I love some of those mountains down there. So I would like to spend more time in Colorado. I'd say my favorite park has been at Keystone. That was an amazing terrain park. I don't know. Every mountain has something different to offer, so I can't pick a favorite at the moment. And Olivia Roy, what would you recommend for an easy trick to learn as an intermediate rider? I think you can start with presses. So start with your nose and tail press. You can turn those into butters. Also getting into some 180s. So you can do 180s just like on the slope, just riding across the slope, jumping, getting the 180 around. So check out the 10 tricks to learn first video. That kind of like lays it all out, but definitely check out some presses, some 180s. Probably go for a 50-50 on a box. Learn how to ollie and nollie. So lots of things to learn there. Martin says your backyard looks like Endor from Return of the Jedi. Nice. Awesome, guys. Thank you guys for all the questions here. Sorry if I'm missing any of your questions. They're just like flying through. And all right, so Osvaldo with the super chat. Thanks, Osvaldo. And he says, you ever think about buying those electric skateboards? Want to buy one to keep my momentum for next season. Any thoughts on those boards? Yeah, that's a really awesome question. In the past, I've been very tempted to get an electric skateboard. I've never pulled the trigger on one, but the one I came closest to getting was the one-wheel board. That looked pretty awesome. Just because I wasn't getting electric skateboard to be like a commute sort of thing, like I wasn't using it to get to work, but I think for just having fun and riding around, the one wheel seems like the best option. You know, you can take it on trails, on grass, like in the sand at beaches, all that kind of stuff. So I feel like the one wheel is pretty cool. And then there's another electric skateboard. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it's the one that Casey Neistat has. Oh, the boosted board. Yeah, the boosted boards. They're pretty cool too. I feel like with the boosted board too, it's a bit more of like a board that you would take for like transportation. So like using it to get to work or get around. So I don't know, either one of those two, the boosted or the one wheel. And Pablo with the super chat. Thanks, Pablo. And he says, my feet get really tired on first couple of runs. Do you know what this could be from? I'm in good shape, so could this be equipment related? Yeah, definitely, man. It could be. It could have something to do with like your footbeds. If you go into like most snowboard shops, they'll have like different insoles you can try. So it could be worth getting an insole because your feet may be having to do more work than they really need to be because your insole isn't sort of perfect. So maybe try some insoles. Maybe just most places, most snowboard shops have somebody that has like knowledge around like the feet and how to properly have a insole in your boot for just performance. So definitely check that out. Awesome, guys. And Zach Davis says, have you ever snowboarded on the East Coast? Yeah, I grew up snowboarding on the East Coast. So I grew up near Toronto in Canada. And yeah, I was snowboarding at all these small little hills over there. And yeah, it was amazing. And I've had lots of friends who grew up on the East Coast snowboarding. So TJ grew up in North Carolina snowboarding, as well as my friend Garrett. And I feel like, yeah, there's lots of good small resorts there, lots of good terrain parks. And yeah, just a totally different vibe. I like the thing I miss about a small resort is that you just got that small, like sort of feel where you like, you know, the lifties and you know the other people that ride there, and you get a like cool little community happening at the smaller resorts. Awesome. Thanks for all your questions, guys. JLS 1337, could you please do a basic guide for choosing bindings, plastic versus aluminum, mounting options, etc.? Yeah, definitely. Could go through some of the different ones. I would say if you need some info right now, I would just go with like the traditional sort of straps and plastic. You know, like my favorite bindings so far have been the Union Atlas. I was actually thinking of doing a video quite soon too, comparing sort of different, some different bindings and sort of what are some of the pros and cons. But yeah, check out the Union bindings. I feel like those are my favorite at the moment. Oh, it's starting to rain out here. And Miranda Hutchings, do you have any tips for staying in shape during the off season? Yeah, definitely. So things I like to do, first is just like eating really well. So that's a good place to start. I do like a total plant-based diet, so all plants. Um, and then from that, you can do like hiking and skateboarding and like other board sports. Swimming, I know, is great. Swimming is a great one too for recovering from any kind of like injury or anything like that because it's very low impact. But yeah, all kinds of stuff like that. I feel like trying to be active every day is a good idea. Brian Trujillo, what's your favorite Colorado resort? Whew. That's pretty tough, but I would say that Keystone was my favorite. Yeah, I'd say it had the best park. It had some pretty awesome free riding too. Breckenridge's like Alpine was probably bigger, but the I really liked Keystone. It had a really cool vibe to it. And Aaron Ballantine, what's your favorite European resort? Um, this is like the Q&A of favorites. I feel like my favorite in Europe, I think it's hard to say. I would like to go back to Austria because of the really advanced and steep terrain they had there. So that was pretty cool. And Alan, get a lacrosse ball or some foot roller. Oh, then use it before you head out. Yeah, for snowboarders, if you got any like tight muscles or anything, you can definitely, I've got a lacrosse ball and a foam roller. It's good to like roll out those tight muscles. And Original Connor says, there are some great deals on Union Force bindings now. Awesome. Yeah, I've been like checking out online as well, and there's some really good deals happening for snowboard gear because it's the end of the season. So if you're looking to get some new stuff for next year, now could be the time. Yeah, there's some really good deals happening. Wilbury says, any tips for increasing confidence while visibility is bad? Yeah, that's a tough one. You almost have to become like a snowboard ninja, like you're like snowboarding with your eyes closed in some parts. I would say like, I don't know, you just, there's not really any trick to it. Definitely having the right lens helps. So having a really good low light lens can really help you out there. But other than that, I guess always, keeping your board on edge. So, even when you're going straight, you still got your board on edge a little bit. So you're always feeling like you're in control. I would say like that's the most important thing. Having everything like nice and bent too. So if you come up to like a bump, you can absorb it. So keeping your knees bent, yeah, keeping your board on edge, all that kind of stuff will just, if something happens out of that you can't see, I feel like, yeah, with nice bent knees, then you can absorb it and then ride away. Sandor says, where did you guys buy your carry-on bag? Carry-on bag for the airplane? Yeah, so that's mine is a Dakine bag, and I bought it in Vancouver on 4th Street at Boardroom, I think. Max Mortillo, is it worth buying a powder board when I have a hook knife? Definitely. Yeah, the hook knife isn't great for powder, to be honest. A true powder board is like a whole like. It makes snowboarding in powder feel like a whole different thing. It's just so much easier. You're floating on top. Whenever you're doing drops and stuff, you're like pretty much landing level. Yeah, on a powder board, you don't have to lean back as far. So it's a totally different experience riding powder with a true powder board. And yeah, compared to the hook knife, which is more of a free ride park board, it's like, yeah, completely different. And Andy, Nomad Boarding Silva with the super chat. Awesome. Thanks, Andy. Just waiting for tomorrow to board Mount Hood Meadows and keep up the awesome videos. Sick. Thanks, Andy. Yeah, we'll do. Have fun at Mount Hood Meadows tomorrow. All right. And another super chat from Rob Taylor. No question or comment, just a super chat. Thanks, Rob. I really appreciate it. That's awesome, man. Vitor Fox says, shout out from Sweden. It would be cool to see some more instructive videos. Yeah, definitely. Trying to like balance them out as much as possible, but yeah, sometimes get carried away with the vlogs. So we'll get some more instructional videos out for you for sure. Let me know too if you have any requests for instructional videos as well. So if you have any tutorial requests, definitely let me know. And Renata says, have you tried any of the Moss Snow Stick snowboards? No, I haven't heard of them. I'll have to look into that. Moss Snow Stick. Cool. Elijah Grasby. Carlos says, big shout out to all the local board shops. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, local board shops are great. They've got cool people giving out great info and helping everyone get into snowboarding. So yeah, shout out to all the local board shops. Tor E says, I'd also really love a binding video. Hi from Sugarloaf Reggae Fest. Awesome. What's up, Sugarloaf Reggae Fest? All right. Yeah, Tori, I'll look into getting a binding video out. I think that's going to be a video soon. It will be a binding video. And Rake88 says, Kevin, I'll waiting for you and TJ here in Italy on the Dolomites for next season. All right, we'll let you know what our European plans are for next season. I think we're definitely going to have to hit up Italy next time. And Danny B says, have you ever boarded in Bulgaria? No, never. But yeah, that's a possibility. And Paul O with the super chat. Thanks, Paul O. Awesome, man. And Paul says, my kiddo lost one of his Union bindings front straps and Union replaced it at no cost. Oh, that's awesome. They even provided both straps because they didn't have the original color to match. So shout out to Unions. Awesome. Yeah, that's amazing. It's always cool to hear like companies that do stuff like that. I feel like for myself, like the companies that I want to ride and I want to talk about are just like companies that have really good people working there as well. So it sounds like the people at Union were just, yeah, awesome. Hooked your kid up and yeah, made everything all good again. So that's amazing. Yeah, that's awesome. That's a good story. It's great to support positive companies with cool people. So yeah, thanks, Paulo. Thanks for the super chat as well, man. So Brian Trujillo, hello from Bogota, Colombia. Awesome. Stoked to work at Woodward Tahoe this summer. Oh, amazing. Yeah, have a good time working at Tahoe, at Woodward there. Very cool. Alex Nicholson, any tips for doing your first 50-50 on a box? Yeah, definitely. Check out some of the videos on the channel. But for 50-50, you want to be able to ride with your board straight and flat on the snow first. So do lots of practice on the slopes, just doing like a couple speed checks. So sort of like just sliding your board back and forth to get a couple speed checks so you're in control. And then let your board go straight and flat for like 15-20 feet. And then after that, then do a couple more speed checks to control your speed. And then if you can do that off the like on the snow, just on the run, then you'll be ready to take it and try it on a box. But when you try to do it on a box, make sure that the box is like an easy ride-on box. Check out the landing. It'd be nice if you could just ride off, but if there's a small drop, check out the drop. You may even want to practice a couple ollies so that you get used to what a drop feels like, just landing. And also just do it on a day that has soft, forgiving snow, if possible. But yeah, just make sure you got those skills sharp outside the park. And then, yeah, a couple speed checks, point your board straight and flat. Your body position is important too. So having everything stacked like evenly over top of your board, your hands over top of your board, shoulders, hips, and knees all square to your snowboard. That stuff helps as well. But check out some of those videos on how to 50-50 too. And Carrie Pierce, what's up, Carrie Pierce? And she says, hi, Kevin. Do you think camber or rockard for a beginner board and why? So that's kind of a tough one. So rocker is definitely going to be easier to turn because you've got the tips of the board sort of rockering up, but so they're definitely easier to turn. But a camber board is better for control. I think I would probably, for a beginner, I'd probably put them on a rocker board just because when they're just going to be easier to turn. So yeah, you'll have quicker turns on the rocker and they'll be more catch free. So you won't catch an edge as easily on the rocker. So I guess for like more of a catch free ride, go for rocker. But yeah, cambers has its positives too because it is better for control, but yeah, rocker, you'll catch less edges. So I guess rocker for beginners. Wilbury says, I want to come up to Whistler in a few weeks when the local mountains close. Any meetups scheduled when the YouTubers are there? Oh, that's a really good idea. Yeah, we'll do that for sure, 100%. So when Matt Minyaki and David Jones come out to Whistler, we'll definitely get them onto a meetup. So that's a really good idea. Thanks for putting that out there. I'll keep you posted. Yeah, stay tuned to our Instagrams. We'll probably announce it on Instagram. All right, thanks guys. Emilian Popov with the super chat. Thanks, Emilian. Emilian says, hey Kevin, just want to thank you guys for the awesome content throughout the whole season. Hope Chris is doing well. Love the POW vid with David Jones. Awesome, man. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it was awesome riding with David. That was a really fun day with TJ as well. And yeah, I think that was the second last day in Colorado. So I've actually got one more vid coming, and that was with TJ, our friend Bo, and our friend, their friend Mike, who I've met before. But yeah, we rode one more day at Breckenridge, so at Keystone, so another vid coming. And yeah, Chris is doing well. He's saw him this morning, and he's at the gym now, I think. So he's getting that knee better for not even this summer. So he should be able to snowboard on one of the trips coming up this summer or fall. So he's doing well. Thanks a million for the super chat, man. All right. T-Money Momo says, are you ever going to come to Jackson Hole? Yeah, I think that's on the top of my list for next year for riding at a resort in North America. Jackson Hole is at the top. So looking forward to Jackson Hole next season. And Josine Lopez, hey, you guys are awesome. Thanks for what you do. Watching from Spain. Awesome. What's up, Josine in Spain? Guanggi Cow says, I have a hard time doing penguin walk. Will the wide stance help? What's your stance width and how tall are you? Sorry if I mispronounced your name. But with the penguin walk, I don't think you need to have a really wide stance. I think just like the regular stance is fine. You don't want it too narrow either. So I would say the best stance is for it to just be a little bit wider than shoulder width. Sort of comfortable too. You want to have like a comfortable stance. And yeah, with that penguin walk, it's just about practice. So yeah, I hope you can get it. Really do some practice ahead of time, like moving your weight, shifting your weight over your nose and your tail, because you really need to use your hips to move your weight from one side to the other. I think that can really help. And Sista JJ says, ever done pond skim? Any tips transitioning to water and not eating it? Do you have a pond skim coming up? I've actually never done one of those pond skims. I've done like natural pond skims. I think they have one here in Whistler like this week. So maybe I'll do it and then I'll get back to you on that one because I've never done like a proper pond skim. But I'm sure the trick is in sort of like leaning back a bit further, keeping the nose of your board up so it doesn't get dragged down into the water. And all right. Patrick O'Donnell, apples or oranges? I'd say oranges. And In Motion SLB, is there a Patreon tonight? Yeah, definitely going to do a Patreon right after this. So if you guys want to come hang out on Patreon, we do a Patreon live stream for 30 minutes right after this one. So yeah, Patreon is a cool way to help support the channel as well. And yeah, we do an extra 30 minutes. And the cool thing with the Patreon live chat is it's a much smaller group. There's only maybe 20 or 30 people on, so it's much easier to talk to everyone individually. So yeah, come check us out, patreon.com/SnowboardProCamp. And if you sign up, then you get access to the bonus live chat. And B. Pecor says, check Winter Park out. All right, we'll do. I think I saw a sign for it in Colorado. It's in Colorado, right? James Back says, what do you think about the Salomon Super 8 board? I ride one and was wondering if you have rode one. No, never. I haven't rode that one yet. It'd be cool to check out some more Salomon boards, but I haven't tried the Super 8 yet, man. What are your thoughts on it? And Josh Dowley says, what's up from Wisconsin? What's your thoughts on flow snowboards? I've never actually ridden a flow board, so I don't have an opinion. All right, so Justin Visey says the method tutorial needs updating. Yeah, I made that one quite a long time ago, so maybe it's time for a new method video. I would also suggest a new tutorial on counter rotation would help a lot of riders. All right, yeah, that's a good point too. I see a lot of riders getting off balance with it, so it might help. Yeah, so if you guys don't know, counter rotation is just basically when you get twisted, your upper body and lower body kind of turn in the opposite direction. You get all twisted up, and that's not great for snowboarding because then you don't have good balance. So you want to start the turn. It's almost like, yeah, if you start to turn from your head and everything like kind of works down, then everything turns together. That's the basic thing you want to do is when you're learning is everything turned together, and then you have the best balance, and then you won't get twisted. And Guangyi CAO with the super chat, thank you. And they say, thanks, Kev. Keep on posting those awesome videos. Yeah, for sure. Thanks for the question. And Anna H says, is the Burton Genie good for beginners? Yeah, I think that's a good women's beginner board from Burton, for sure. Yeah, check it out. It looks like a really fun board. My girlfriend Jill, she's ridden the Burton Feel Good. That's the one, right? Yeah, the Burton Feel Good. So maybe also try that one out. I think it's more expensive though. I think the Feel Good's more of an intermediate board. So the Genie could be a good beginner board. Wilbury says, he said they're doing New Zealand and Australia this summer. Yeah, that's the plan. And Steve Zimmerman says they still have snow in Scotland. Wow. Heading out there tomorrow. Awesome. Have fun, Steve, in Scotland snowboarding, man. And Oliver Backin says, what safety gear do you use? So helmet every single day for sure. So got the helmet on park day. I'll put on impact shorts. They really they'll save your tailbone. And then for those backcountry days, got the whole Avi kit. So if you guys missed it, did a video on my avalanche gear about a month ago. So yeah, I got the avalanche kit too for any of the backcountry stuff. So I think that's the go-to safety gear. If you're a beginner, I'd recommend wrist guards. They can really protect your wrist. And yeah, what else? Some people wear knee pads as well. So lots of stuff you could try. Plaguey says, I seem way too radical. That's true. GamerTube, when are you ending the stream? I don't know. It'll be a surprise. Pablo, have you ever thought about competing and or coaching athletes? No, never really had the opportunity and like to coach in a serious way. And competing, I think my competing days are older. It's like you have to be, most of the people that are like winning are like are just teenagers or early 20s. So yeah, I probably missed that, but And yeah, I'm too busy making the videos to coach too. So yeah, not enough time. Got to be making the videos. Awesome. Awesome, guys. So thank you guys for all your questions. I think I'm going to leave it there. If you guys want to join me over on Patreon, you're going to head over to Patreon now. Thanks for everyone who did the super chats as well. I really appreciate it. It's an awesome way to support the channel. And yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Alexander Boskov says no. And then James Back says, are you ever going to shred in Scotland? I would love to someday. But yeah, so gonna head off of here, guys. If you guys want, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you guys want to see more videos from SnowboardProCamp. We're gonna keep the videos coming out. And also hit the bell beside the subscribe button, because that'll notify you guys every time that we do one of these live chats. So if you want to get notifications every time we go live, just hit that bell. And yeah, going to be riding with David Jones and Matt Miniaki soon. So stoked to ride with those guys. If you guys are around Whistler and yeah, you see me up in the mountain, it'd be awesome. Come up and say hi. It's always amazing to meet fans of the channel. And yeah, we're going to do a meetup over at some point too when those guys come out here to Whistler. Also, check us out on Instagram because we've got that giveaway. So if you guys need a pair of goggles, go check it out on Instagram. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Really appreciate it. It's awesome. Had over 100 people watching. Thank you guys so much. It's always my favorite time of the week talking to you guys. So until next time, guys, have fun out there riding, and we'll see you soon.